I went back to Davao to restart all over again, and I started with my crinkles again. I started with what I have. And then eventually, ayun, nag-boom ang business. I got interviews, I went to bazaars and whatnot. And then, so yun, life was very giving at that time. I went home, zero na naman ako. I was really depressed, so I went to LU, travel pa ako, soul searching. I still didn't find it. And then, when I went home, sabi ko, tangina, wala na. Parang, wala, zero talaga. I can't feel anything. I was very numb. Doon ko na, parang nag-work ako sa government again. Nakuha ko ng job. Then, it was pandemic na at that time. So, at that time, I got a job as a VA. And then, yung welcomehan ko, she was a mentor. So, doon na nag-shift ang perspective ko. So, I met Ange, and there were parang group ng young millionaires, like 20-year-old, like, millionaire stuff, and then they taught me about digital marketing.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Press Play podcast. So I'm very excited today kasi meron kaming special guest here. But first, let me introduce ourselves, the co-host. I'm Dred, simpleng tao pa rin, like usual.
And I'm Ian, pabida-bida, multi-potentialite.
Anyway, so we have our guest here today. She is a transformational coach and a very dear friend of mine. We wanted her to be here because we believe na marami talaga kayong matututunan sa kanya. She has gone through a lot, and I believe that yung mga lessons that she's learned can definitely like impact people here, even just here in the studio and then people who's actually watching this episode. So, let's give a warm welcome to Miss Livni Fortuna. Yay! Yay! There you go. So Liv, so thank you so much. Nandito ka na.
Thank you for inviting me and having me here. Excited.
Like, it's been a while. Like, tagal na natin itong tinla na actually, right?
Yes, and it's here, and I'm so proud of nandito na siya.
Right.
Finally here, di ba?
Yeah.
Matagal na siya, no overdue.
Yeah, like, I know, like, we've talked, like, what, since December ba, no?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Actually, yeah, you were thinking of a name for the podcast. And then I think, like, ito yung napag-usapan. Ito ba yun?
This was it.
Yeah.
Like, we met, and then after, we met up, and then after that, like, we were talking about a podcast, and then, nag-isip kami na name. Then she was, like, suggesting, how about, like, I don't know, press play or something like that. So, doon na actually, that's where the name came up.
Sa kanya pala galing yun.
Sa kanya galing.
Sa usap-usap
Sa usap namin. Saan yun? Sa
Tom's.
Tom and Tom's.
Yeah.
We were like there like at the very 11 p.m. na ata.
Chika-chika.
Chika-chika na, wala lang. Catching up. Yeah. And there we are. But anyway, so we want to start this conversation with you kind of like sharing your experience back when you were at least like, let's say around 10 years old. What was Livni Fortuna like as a 10-year-old girl?
Interesting. Anyway, I want to say hi to everyone who's listening. As they say, I'm a transformational coach. I'm also a mom of two and content creator, and I do have my own podcast as well, whose the intent is to really motivate and to help other people, especially those who are going through mental health issues, going through traumas and whatnot. So basically, this topic isn't so new to me anymore, and I'm really excited to share it because as far as I know, who we are and those ages is who we become as we grow old, because we do carry a lot of beliefs back then. So anyway, back to the story. So 10 years old. So I grew up in a, parang hirap naman 10-year-old. I'm just gonna go back to the beginning. So I grew up in a Christian family. So my dad was a pastor. My dad was a pastor, so I grew up in church, basically serving God. Sino pa ba? And then like I was very into the ministry until I grew up and I brought people in. I think at that time I'm already bringing people in the church, so medyo influential because I get to bring them in the church. Like, hey, God is, yung mga ganun na conversations. So I'm pretty much immersed in that conversations in that sense. So yun, I'm that kid at that time. I bring people to the church. I'm the life of the parties, whatnot, and then I create so much fun when I'm with people at that age. Yun. Yeah, I'm that at 10 years old. Mag-continue ba ako sa story ko?
I mean, like, it's a very, it's a pastor skill.
Yeah,
like,
nobody knows
like,
that.
I know, like, I didn't even know that until now. But that's actually a good backstory, because, like, a lot of kids in, like, parang they grew up in that very specific environment, naman talaga, very Catholic or very Christian-like na mga environments. It's either you are the one who are participating in it, or
Mm.
parang usually sometimes pag ganun kasi yung environment mo, like you grow up and then after that you start to stray away from it.
Yeah.
Mm.
However, like I'm really grateful that I get to grow in that environment because I had a faith back then that there was something bigger than me. However, the system didn't work out parang later on. So there was something inside. I said, okay, no, I'm not. I'm serving God. You know, it became like people oriented na, and then I said like, no, this isn't serving me. So I kind of went out and they even called me like very controversial to everyone, like a backslider and things like that. Pero I was, as I went through the circle of life, I was really just experiencing life and moved away from something that didn't work for me at that time. Parang, yeah.
Interesting.
And interesting, I started the praise and worship. I don't know if you guys know Holy Child, the school Holy Child.
Yeah,
So I
very-
started the Bible study there. So
Wow.
every time they start, kasi hindi pa yun yung time na yun, pero I started. So every time they start the class, they do a praise and worship. So I kind of am a pioneer of that in that school. Yeah, so yun, I carried that out. Madaming na-influence during that era of mine. So yun.
Already at a very young age, influencing people
Yeah.
na,
Meron na siyang persuasion
Meron
skills.
na, meron. So, with that kind of like experience ba as kind of like pastor's kid, and then you kind of like leading yung mga Bible studies and then yung mga person sa Holy Child back then, like what was your parang learnings from being that type of person, that you were the, let's just say, pioneer, or ikaw yung literally ikaw yung nagsimula ng mga bagay and kept things rolling.
I just believe that wherever we are in our life, it's part of woo siya, no? Where we all have our own parang path na it's already written. So, it's, because now I'm let's say, transformational coach, and I kind of do the same thing. But at that time, I didn't know that who I was at that time was leading me to who I am now. So, everything that had happened there is part of who I am now. So, at that time, I went out of the system, kumbaga the church, and I knew that there was something else rather than the system. And I wasn't boxed because right now, my message is get out of the box. So it's kind of resonating with who I was at that time because I always get out of the box. And now, 30 lang years after, 20 years after, I'm here teaching people how to get out of the box. So it's kind of like where you are right now is a part of the bigger plan as long as you keep on, listening to yourself, whatever it is na parang, oy, it's not working here. And some people just stay where they are kasi nga they're so afraid of what if I go outside and hindi ko na makita tong opportunity na to. However, you don't realize that the reason why there is a parang wanting you to go outside kasi nga you're expanding as a person, and if I didn't go outside of that church, probably I'm still there up until now and I wouldn't be here talking to you. So yeah, who I was at that time was part of the bigger who I'm going to become. And I listened to myself now, oh, this is not for me. And that's the thing, when you listen to yourself, it often leads you to where you're supposed to go. Whereas people staying with where they are now, they're just staying where they are now, and they're continually asking, bakit ako, this is not for me, yet they're not taking action. Thus, they're still there. And years after, 10, 20, 30, nandun pa rin sila because they were so afraid of going out because of the fear that what if I fail? So what if, diba? What if you fly? So that was the lesson there at that time, that it was needed. Everything that we're going through is needed to where we are actually supposed to be.
Any lowest points though throughout your journey?
So it's a kind of long story. A lot of people already hear this, probably those who are listening to my podcast and those who are following my journey, So I'm a single mom at the age of 23. Prior to that, I finished 4 years ako sa college. I'm registered medical technologist. And then after that, so growing up, my parents broke up, mga 17 ako, because hindi na sila nag-work out together. And it was huge for me because I need to take on responsibilities. So at the age of 17, I did everything. Pero at the same time, I went out of the church. Tapos doon yung party life ko.
Right.
So wala akong security sa like sa bahay. So I find, because I have so much energy, and then I couldn't express myself at home because I was always, pasaway ka and everything else. So the way that I spent my energy was I go out, I do party every night, but I don't flirt around people. I just like dancing and spending time with friends, and that was how I was expressing myself. And then 4 years in college. After that, I got pregnant with my first child, and it was not something that I wanted because the relationship was so toxic.
Mhm.
And then siguro at that time 2022, I was so dito na yung depression, dito na yung dumaan yung depression. I felt really parang break up kasi siya na baby, so I had to go on my own, and my parents, I didn't have my mom, and I was really on my own, and my dad nasa States pa nga in dad ko. So I gave birth to my daughter, and ako ba nga nag-check out sa self ko on the hospital. So,
Yeah.
I really did it on my own. So, I didn't have a choice. Ako yung nakakahiya. The stigma was there because I was a single mom at 23. At 23, and everybody was partying. So, I was at home really depressed and, disappointed with myself. So, I told myself, like, okay, sige. So, my dad saw na parang I wasn't doing anything. So, I started a business. It's the Crinkles.
Yeah,
So,
living skill.
so dun siya napanganak, I really gave my heart there. Tapos parang yun ang naging baby ko. It helped me parang, okay, I have a business now. And dun nag-start yung parang entrepreneur mindset ko and, relationship building and things like that. And then, so na-depress ako during that time. I couldn't be myself anymore. And then, I said to myself, Dad, I'm gonna go to med to become a doctor. Not for the sake na I wanna heal people. The thought there was that I want to build my character ulit. I want to prove something to people. Kasi diba, it's doctor ka sa Pilipinas. Parang, uy, doctor ka, galing mo, ikaw yung magaling. So, I'm kind of the life of the party before. And then when I got pregnant, it was so embarrassing. The stigma was there na, uy, single mom ka and everything like that. So I said like, okay, sige, mag-doctor ko so that, I can prove something, like that's the thing, like everybody wants to belong and so yun, I proceeded to medicine, first year, so nag-med and then nabuntis nagka-jowa ulit. Kasi, so nagka-jowa ulit and then I got pregnant again and then I was supposed to be in third year pero I stopped and then I moved to Manila to proceed with medicine kasi I didn't want to stop. So when I was there, it was it was so dark. So it was a different lifestyle where I proved to myself. I told my dad that I'm just gonna move there. I'm just gonna live there. Medyo mahaba story, sorry guys. Sabi ko na, I'm gonna live there, Dad, kasi yun, mag-med ako, yung partner ko na bahala, I'm pretty much okay, and then bring my daughter and son there. And then my life there compared here, kasi dito may driver ako, may everything ako,
Right.
I have it all, I have the yaya and everything. Pero when I went to Manila, it was the other way around. I had to, like, the travel there was from, I live in Fairview and my school was in Valenzuela. So, 2 hours na 4 a.m. naligo na ako. Tapos tricycle ako ba? Tapos kaliit. So, I had to suffer the effects and everything. And then I had to ride the bus. And anyway, so, it ended up, the long story short, it ended up that I didn't finish because it wasn't, it wasn't giving and it wasn't really for me. So I was just pushing myself. Tapos the way that I was, parang nabuhay ako noon, nag-read ako ng angel cards. So, online. So, I asked people if you want your cards to be read, para may baon ako. Siguro yung last straw ko na talaga because I was asking for baon sa partner ko noon na time. And he said, no, I can't give you baon because I only had it was only 200 pesos for that. Oh, shit, fuck this. I'm gonna get out. This is not okay. So, I stopped med and I went away. I didn't do didn't want to file the paper. So I went back to Davao to restart all over again. And I started with my Crinkles again. I started with what I have. And then eventually, ayun, nag-boom ang business. I got interviews. I went to bazaars and whatnot. And then, so yun, life was very giving at that time.
Right.
Tapos, I had an opportunity again to go to Manila for another job, which is the SEA Games. I'm not sure if you're familiar. So, I had a huge role there. So, sayang naman kung hindi ko i-take and I'm not doing anything. So, I went back to Manila. I went back to my ex-partner. So we lived together again. Hoping, sabi ko, sige, this time I'll do it again. I'm gonna do it for the family na, rebuild the family. Because I don't want a broken family, diba? So, who wants that? So, sige, one last shot. Sige, let's do it. So, I went to Manila again and then lived there for quite a while. And then, ang benefit ko lang naman doon sa SEA Games. So, lahat ng games, napasukan ko.
Right.
Diba? Anyway, so that was it. Tapos, ang nangyari, the relationship went worse. So, it didn't really help na the relationship. So, parang naging mas toxic siya. So, yeah. Medyo malalim yun. So, palipat-lipat ako. Davao, Manila, hoping na, I'm gonna have a life that is, a happy life with the kids because I really wanted to have a family na maganda. And then, when I went home, zero na naman ako. So, I was really depressed. So, I went to LU, travel pa ako, soul searching. I still didn't find it. And then, when I went home, sabi ko, tangina, wala na. So, parang, wala, zero talaga. I can't feel anything. I was very numb. And then, doon na yun, sabi ko, I have to find myself, blah, blah, blah. And then, doon ko na, parang nag-work ako sa government again. Nakakuha ko ng job. Then, it was pandemic na at that time. So, at that time, I got the job, tapos, yung best friend ko, which is now my partner, we got together. Tapos, at that time, so, it was pandemic, and then, doon na nag-shift ang life ko because I got a job as a VA, and then, yung welcome ko, she was a mentor, so, doon na nag-shift ang perspective ko. And then, along the way, I met Ange. So, Angela. So, I met Ange. There were parang group ng young millionaires, like 20-year-old, like millionaire stuff. And then they taught me about digital marketing. I surrounded myself with them. So, I entered the world of freelancing. I became an agency owner, started my own, like,
social media.
Social
Media
media.
management.
I had an agency, but I was really burnt out and things like that. And then, pero before that, I left my house. And the story there, when I left my dad's house, kasi I only had like 2 months of savings at that time. And I said like, the house is so toxic. I feel so limited with everything. So, pinaglakasan ko loob ko. Lumayas ako sa bahay ng dad ko. I moved to a condo. And then, yun na yun, sabi ko, I can't go home. There was a time na nakatunga nga lang ako sa ceiling. Sabi ko, tangin na, paano ko ito gawin? Like, pagkain namin and whatnot. So sabi ko, oh shit, I couldn't. And I was breaking down. Sabi ko, I couldn't go home. So that night, nagsentag ako, kadaming proposal. And then the following day, I earned like 100K that month alone. So I guess like that was very life-changing for me na, kaya ko pala. And then that led me to here, wherein I was burned out with the agency. I said, I'm gonna jump into coaching and all in talaga ako. And the final money left in my bank account, I invested in a training. And then afterwards, nag-coaching na ako and then I flew to Australia after. Tapos sunod-sunod na, I started running retreats and whatnot. That led me here right now. So, yun yung story ko. And then, at that time, na-meet ko din yung partner ko right now. So, yun na yung parang naging journey ko. I had met the love of my life, mga ganun-ganun. So, yeah. Summary.
You really can't tell talaga, no? Like, it's not in her face na ganun yung pinagdaanan niya, right?
Gulong-gulong buhay.
And, so it's like you said, like, you can't say or just like easily judge people kung ano yung pinagdaanan na just because that's what they're showing you right now doesn't mean that's what they were talaga, kasi like whatever the experiences she's had back then, like you said pa kanina, diba, like it's basically forming you into what you are right now.
Yeah.
So that's
crazy.
Hindi ko man yung story, grabe.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't be a parang credible coach, I think, if I didn't really go through the downness because I know now how everyone feels. Like I was there once, so I know how to get out of that.
That's so good.
Yeah, and that pushed me as well to be where I am now because at that time there wasn't a hand to hold me out. I was really accountable with myself. I had to spend years to get to where I am, to what I know now. So paying back na lang to sa akin to help others as well see what I see. Parang
it's deserved. You deserve it.
So picking up the pace, I just wanted to dive into personal transformation because this is a topic that some narinig ko lang since last year, ganyan. Especially nag-join ako sa circle nila, Coach Ras, no? Don't know if you know Coach Ras. But, yeah. Siguro, my question is, what stops people from transforming?
Fear.
Fear talaga.
Fear. Kasi we were programmed as young as ages, we were all programmed that anything that is not familiar, dapat matakot tayo because that meant that we're gonna die. Parang ganon. So anything that we're uncertain at, di ba, that was the programming from ages 0 to 7. So parang na-carry natin siya as we grow older. Now, if I go out of this box, I probably die. So every time we grow, anytime na parang, I'm not sure, I'm not gonna do it anyway. So that stops us from transforming into someone that we want.
All right. So, another follow-up question, of course. How do we actually conquer or get out of fear so that we can go beyond the form or transform?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Nike.
Yeah, just do it.
Simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
simple pero mahirap, most especially if you are in an environment where this is not reinforced, where people are thinking like, oh, you can't do that, you can't be like this, you can't be like that. So a big part of you becoming, like, going out of the fear, but because on the other side of fear is growth, is you, number one, believing in yourself, and number two, having people that believes in you, and number three, you have this parang cheerleader on the other side na, hoy, kaya mo yan. Parang ganun nga siya. And surrounding yourself with the right mindset. Kaya nga, it's very important for you to listen to podcasts, contents that can only help you become parang better, think better ba, kumbaga. Kasi if you are surrounded, most especially in a house na parang di ka magaling, o ano na naman yan, puro judgmental, how would you go out of that box if that, so, parang the environment that you're in is not actually nurturing you. So for me, for you to conquer the fear is to just do it. At the same time, easy to say, however, easier to do if you have people surrounding you that is cheering. And if you're not in that space yet, you have to create that person na, okay, kaya ko to, and then really believe in yourself that you do it. Because on the other side, even if you're on your own, one day you will find the right tribe that will find you eventually na, oy, dali dito. Parang
Support. People will support you. And of course, you have to remove yourself from the environment that causes the fear.
That is so good. Very talaga.
How about, since you're a transformational life coach, how do you actually deal with emotional or baggages of the past, baggages of the present, and baggages of the future?
Accept it as part of you. For example, you feel anger. Most of us, we shrug away the anger because we feel like, oy, hindi tayo dapat magalit because we've been programmed in a way that we're not allowed to be angry because nung bata tayo, oy, bawal yan. Bakit ka nagagalit, diba? Bawal yan. So growing up, we thought, kasi nga 0 to 7 is the age wherein your beliefs are reinforced. And beyond that, you get to carry the beliefs growing up. So when you feel anger, and then remember mo yung voices in your ear, you're not supposed to be angry. Most of us, we don't make ourselves feel. Kaya we repress, kaya nga suppress emotions, kaya na yung mga anxiety, how do I deal with this? So, wait lang, question mo, how do you deal with
those?
Yeah, you sit with your emotions, and then you honor it, and you don't add stories to it. Like, you allow yourself to cry when you need to, you allow yourself to be angry, sigaw mo, and that's how, that's how you just express it, and then you don't add stories to it. You just parang it's another entity ba, kumbaga, kung ito yung anger, and hi, andito ako, parang, oy, hello, dali, mag-usap tayo, and and then you ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What's the lesson with this emotion? Parang gano'n.
So, you're saying that we need to accept the emotion and then acknowledge it, honor it, and then somehow release.
Yeah, by expressing yourself in a safe way. Yes. Kasi nga, emotions are energy in motion.
Yeah.
So, you need to let it out because if you don't let these emotions out, yun na yung nasa-store siya sa body. Kaya may mga times na, it's a very common question, anxiety, why do I feel like nagsishake ako when I'm on my own and things like that? Or it's manifesting in the body because these are stuck in the body. These are emotions, energy that is stuck in the body. So whenever you allow yourself to, di ba, when you're with your friends, you sing. When, di ba, yung mga masaya, why don't I feel so light? It's because you allowed yourself to express. And really, my belief is that you're here in this earth, kasi ito hopefully, I just really wanted to share this because this is a layman's term that has helped me and a very spiritual, if you take it as a spiritual sense, no, pero for me, we're just a speck of light, like a soul. And we are here in this body to experience the five senses of life. The five senses, hearing, smelling, touching, ano pa yung five senses na yun. And that is how we experience the fullness mo, kumbaga. Kasi if we're not, di ba, if we're just a soul, we don't feel anything. We're just perfect beings, celestial beings. So here in this body, we get to experience everything. Sadness, joy, and that's why we're here, why we're human. Human, di ba? Human is the body, being is inside. So we're here to feel, to be a human, and then we get to connect with other souls as well, experiencing life. Parang ganon. So, the emotions are part of us. If we try to push it out, you're actually just pushing it in. That's why there will come a time na I can't feel na anymore. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to express myself. It's because you've repressed these emotions that you're supposed to let out.
Parang utot lang yun.
Yeah.
Parang utot lang.
Di ba?
Tapos, yung late na masyado yung pag-release mo, bae na pala.
Kain na, di ba? Dapat i-release siya.
Dapat i-release talaga, parang utot lang.
Di ba pag hindi, ka lang yung tayo mo, like parang, di ba, sabi, di ba, constipation na yun siya. Like, every other things will come out. Diba? So, hopefully, di naman masama masyado yung lalabas. But, yeah, like, to your point nga naman talaga, like, you have to release all those things because you just can't keep it inside of you.
Yes.
Because once you do, it starts to rot inside. And then after that, it just comes from within.
Emergency. Yes,
Diba?
termo, metaphor. Utot nyo, and things like that.
Really,
If you don't put it out, then like the body message, the manifestation in the body manifests it for you.
guys.
Yeah, so that's why there are diseases because it's actually dis-ease. You're not at ease with yourself, and that's why it's stored in the body. Like, bakit masakit yung likod ko? I'm not actually doing anything. Most of the time, the correlation of the pain in the body are usually in the spiritual sense. For example, pain in the back. Masculine, okay, medyo malalim na to.
Yeah.
Masculine and feminine, you're actually carrying a lot of things. You know, there are actually representations. Sakit ulo mo. Ako kasi sa mga kids, okay, so, ito, ano yung I ask certain questions like that because nga I work with the energetics. That's how I work. And then I ask, okay, so is this something that you need to release? And I help my clients as well, my kids, to do that as well. So yeah, that's why the retreat is there. I do the work somatically, like releasing the energy, yung mga stuck energy. That's what I do. I use the throat chakra, the throat to let it out. Yeah.
Right. So basically, but for both male and female, do they experience the same pain coming from
There's no gender.
There's no gender talaga.
So,
So they're just, it's just there. It's just pain.
Yeah. So there's two types of energy: the masculine and the feminine energy. Feminine is more expressive. Masculine is more systematic. So if you're operating in a sense that you're always in the masculine, you're not allowing yourself to express. Most of the time, sakit ang right side. I'm not sure right side ng body mo. So ito, if you're carrying the weight of the world, depende. And there's other chakras kasi that represent. Oh shit, that represents that. So there is an energetic connection with the pain that you feel in your body. This might sound woo-woo and funny because Philippines is very woo-woo.
Yeah.
However, in a sense of where I'm coming from, it's all correlated scientifically, energetically.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Kasi seryoso, like I'm
That's
just very
for another
curious.
podcast episode,
So
bro.
like new information, I'm very curious about that one. Kasi like, for me, I'm a very curious person naturally, so I have to keep on asking and asking, even though it's a stupid question.
Yeah.
No, nothing is stupid.
Yeah.
Everything is valid. We're just
Yeah.
society is just telling us that this is stupid. You should
Right.
know that already. So nothing is stupid at all.
Yung ganyan na question, like, I heard from Dr. Jordan Peterson. He was like, there's no stupid question really. Because you only have to ask it once and you're not stupid anymore.
Yeah.
Diba?
Meron pa lang quote yun. Akala ko kay Dred Jesus galing.
Oh! Wala, may quote yan. Yan sa akin, I'm not gonna take
Dr.
it.
Peterson.
Jordan Peterson.
Jordan.
Yeah, and I always encourage everyone, especially if I'm gonna take the opportunity, ask question because not asking it is already a no.
Yeah.
So that's like a life mantra that I get to carry, especially with the kids. I'll get to know. You ask the question, baka magkaroon ka ng yes.
Okay.
Diba?
Right.
Like,
Better to ask.
yeah.
Better to ask.
So yeah, I wanna kind of like end this one with like a question and more so asking you, what would be your advice for people who are experiencing, let's just say mga fears nila, they can't get out of their box. Ano yung dapat nila gawin to get out of it and live a more fulfilled life?
ask for support. Most especially if you're at the bottom because can't see. It's dark. So find someone who's, you see that can help you. Lalo na at that time, most especially if you're open box ba, and you're asking for advice, you have to be careful who you ask kasi hindi mo alam where that person might lead you. So be careful with the person that you're gonna ask help from, and then make sure that you take the action. Kasi you have to also decide for yourself that you want to change. And that person, if that person's not helping you, ask another door. Hey, I need support. And then ask for support. Yun lang, ask for support. Very easy, pero hard, yeah. Challenging. I don't say hard because hard is already a limiting belief. So it's challenging to do, however, it's doable only if you're willing to do the work.
Right.
Yeah.
So ask for support, but be careful of who you ask your support from.
Tama.
Diba? And then finally take action
Mhm.
and making sure that yung action mo is something that you have the desire to change.
Mm.
Right.
Sa tingin mo, sino yung mga qualified dapat na magbigay ng advice?
Mm.
Kasi sabi mo, dapat careful tayo.
Mm. Someone you think that can help you elevate the way that you are thinking. Depende din what path you want to choose. Because if you want, ito sa mga lasinggero, mga ganon. I mean, like, okay, fine. You go to those kind of people, pero what do you get out from them?
Tama.
Diba? Like, okay, you have this temporary band-aid. And I know, I get it. Like, we don't really have access to, people who talk like this and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pero if there are no people like that, we can at least listen to podcasts. Parang to support your belief na kaya ko. Ganon. You have to sometimes outsource your belief so that one day you get to carry it na you don't need to outsource it anymore. Parang ganon.
That is such a good advice. I actually love that one because yun rin yung lagi ko sinasabi rin sa ibang tao, even to my family, like, guys, kung meron kayong mga tanong or anything, even to my team, like,
Yeah.
if you have any questions or challenges or even like personal, ask me
Communicate.
just for me, communicate because like for example, as in my position, in my role as the CEO rin, like I don't know the problem if you don't talk
Say
to
it.
me or
Yeah.
say it, diba? So I can't help you
Put
solve
out the fire.
fires, anything like that. So asking for support is such a simple, but I know it's a very
Very
hard
hard.
step because
Yeah.
it's hard to open up to people, especially if hindi ka comfortable sa kanila
True.
or hindi mo alam paano i-share sa kanila yung situation mo because you might think that they might not understand.
Yeah, and I guess you have to open up to people who you feel safe with.
Alright.
Kasi the more that you feel safe, the more that you can express. And the more that you express, the more it's easier for you to flow and to let your thoughts out. Mas clear ang message mo.
That is
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's a perfect podcast episode, no?
Oh,
So, if ever gusto namin magpa-coach or magpa-guide, saan ka namin mahahanap? Yan.
Instagram, Livni Fortuna. Facebook, Livni Fortuna. TikTok, Livni Fortuna. And I have a podcast, anyway, moving forward with Livni. Yeah.
So, that is LIVNI, Fortuna, FORTUNA.
so you also like we could talk so much about like different things. We can go so like deeper, but it's going to take us like until tomorrow probably. So ano na lang, mas maganda like we cut this a little bit like here. And then after that, next episode na lang so that you guys will subscribe and
Yes.
follow our page, follow us, follow si Lidney, especially. Hopefully, if like there's any value that came out from this episode, let us know in the comments below.
Yeah. Magtanong kayo.
Yeah, tanong. There you go. Ask for
Magtanong
support.
kayo, guys.
Because there's more than likely people out there watching this as well who can actually relate with you. Yung mga
Yes.
stories niya lang na i-share. Like, maling mo, di kami makarelate doon. But still, there will be people out there who's
Yeah.
going to support you. Or not. Yung nga yung ginagawa natin right now. Like, we're networking with different people just because we can't find it within our direct, circle.
Yeah.
It's not in our family, not even our friends. At least online, makikita natin yung with
Yes,
other tribes, right? So,
Yung sasabi na if there's no opportunity, you create one.
there you go.
Yun.
There's no stage, you create one. And this is our stage, diba?
Exactly.
Yes.
So that is a very good end for our episode. Thank you so much, Livni, for
Thank you so much.
nandito ka. Finally na materialize or na-manifest natin yung ano
Duh,
natin, right?
doon din tayo papunta.
Yeah. I'm actually just very excited talaga for the future. Ano pa yung mga gagawin mo in the future, right? You have like your retreats, you have other more coaching programs. I know you're going to be speaking as well, right?
Yeah, TEDx August. Yay!
Lapit na.
Lapit na. So congratulations in
And
advance.
retreats here in the Philippines and Australia. We have one in the Gold Coast and here in Lucban, Quezon. Hopefully, I'll run another one in Davao this summer. Marami na sometime, yeah. And yeah, I have my one-on-one coaching. I have my group coaching. I have my events here in Davao. I do breathwork, sound healing, and much more. I have so much plans. And retreats, yeah.
There we go. So thank you guys. Yun na si Livni again, okay? Thank you so much for watching this entire episode. If you have any questions or mayroon kayong mga reactions, let us know in the comments below. Like and share this video to your friends, especially if this helped out. So thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.